I was reading the Sunday paper that Maria Shriver wrote, and it was just something that came up on my feed. I don't even, God, I can't even think back to remember how I found the Sunday paper. But I realized that she had a group, just snooping around, checking out the page and all that good stuff, and seen a group and decided to kind of click on that group. And lo and behold, I entered into a whole new world. Who knew? So, as I was just in this Facebook group that belonged to Maria Shriver, and it was basically about Alzheimer's. At the time, I had moved back from London and I had been working with a lady who was 100 years old. And she did not have Alzheimer's, but I wanted to keep myself informed. So I looked into this group, and she was interviewing people from all over the place. And it ended up being not so much about Alzheimer's, but about a lot of amazing people that she interviewed. At the same time, she was going through her divorce with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it was all over the news and everything. And she was inviting people to an event that she was going to be having. And this event was highlighting, book writers and, just authors of workshops and things like that. So I looked into it, and what I found was that it wasn't just for celebrities, but it was open to the public. And so I signed up for this event, and I ended up going all the way to Beverly Hills all by myself. And I was stuck in traffic, and if anyone hates traffic, it's me. So there I was, just journeying along, found myself, passing through LA and, in all this traffic, and it was really kind of not fun at all. But then I come to this place, and I found parking, and, befriended the parking structure guy. And, I had worked in shopping centers before, and so I knew, knew kind of the ins and outs and stuff. And so, I just kind of, became his homegirl. I said, this homegirl is coming from San Diego. What can you do for me? Right. And so, he tells me, look, you don't have to park in here. You can park, over down the other way. Just park like, a couple streets down and you're good. And so I was like, all right. So I parked down and I walked in, and I walk into this really beautiful setting, and it was very small. It was a very small setting in there. and I walk in, and I'm looking around, and I'm thinking, do I have the right place? Like, did I do is this for real? And so I walk in, I'm like totally in Beverly Hills, and I see, some food on the side and some like champagne and, like mimosa style. And the lady was so friendly, and she, that was the reception. And she's like, come on in. And so I gave her my name, and she signs me in and everything. And we find my, my event invite and things. And she's like, you can sit wherever you want. And so I'm like, I can sit like right there on those little couches, beautiful couches right by the stage. And she's like, you can sit wherever you want. And so I sat by the stage, and because I really wanted to, I didn't know if I could video or what, and I wanted to at least take a sneaky video. So here I am, I'm sitting on these chairs, and a waiter, the waiter comes by and he's like, would you like something to drink? And I'm like, we get a waiter too? Like, so he's like, and so I'm like, so I kind of like, I'm like, does that come with it? Like, and then he laughs and he goes, yeah, it's all, inclusive. I'm like, okay. And so he brings me out some water or whatever. And there's, some like fresh grapes or whatever. And it was really cool. Then I hear this voice like behind me, right? And oh, I can't wait to start and this and that. And so I turn around and it's Maria Shriver. And I'm like, I don't want to be like, starstruck and, start to have like, a panic attack or whatever. But I turn around and I'm like, oh my God. And I actually said it like, oh. And so she kind of like, she's getting ready to go on set. So she kind of then walks back to the behind the set. And so I'm so close, like right up next to, it's a really small, very small, intimate venue. So I'm watching and it's so interesting to watch her interview. And so I was just so like into it. And I took pictures and things, and afterwards, it was small enough that I could actually sit and talk with her. And she was very friendly and got a picture. I said, I'm not the one to go up to a celebrity and say, hey, can I have a picture with you? That would not be me. But I said I didn't go and drive from San Diego all the way to Beverly Hills and be horrified by the traffic to not get a picture. I am definitely getting a picture. And so I took a picture, and she was glad to have a picture with me and really was, very humble and thanked me for coming. And then I got some book that was there. It was a lady who had wrote a financial book teaching children how to deal with finances, which I was not really interested in, but I bought the book anyway, just because it was such a good day for me. And I was so proud of myself that I went all the way to Beverly Hills, in all of that horrific traffic alone, and actually did something that I had always wanted to do. I've followed Maria Shriver around for a long time, and I love people that do interviews. And, I encourage anyone who has to venture the same way that I did and try to do something that is way out of your comfort zone, do it. Just jump in with both feet and go for it. I didn't even know that I could get into a venue like that. And she had, been so, she was talking to everyone. Like, the venue was maybe 25 people, and it was a great time. And so I just wanted to share that story, and I